are gathered here today, surrounded by the beauty of the Blue Ridge Mountains and nurtured by the sights and sounds of nature to celebrate the marriage of Sara and Jeff. You have come here from near and far to share in this commitment they make to one another, to offer your love and support to their union, and to allow Sara and Jeff to start their married life together, surrounded by the people dearest and most important to them. Marriage enables two separate souls to share their dreams, memories, and joys, and to help each other through the uncertainties of life. It is a safe haven for each of you to become your best, most fulfilled selves, while together creating a partnership that expands your love and impact on the world. There is nothing that so enhances life as finding the right companion. Someone who makes you laugh and makes you cry. Someone who is creating their story alongside yours. As Proust said, let us be grateful to people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Sara and Jeff, you began your relationship in two different cities. The roads between Charlotte and Asheville are well worn, with your tires, your longings, your podcasts, and your car karaoke. Despite the 2.5-hour distance, you were still able to build a life that's full of happiness and adventure. In the almost 3 years you've been together, you've driven over 550 hours back and forth between Asheville and Charlotte, danced the night away at over a dozen concerts, visited or driven through 13 states, walked across the border to Canada, swam in 2 different oceans, watched the sunset atop a 10,000-foot volcano, stood in the snow on the edge of Lake Tahoe, rode Space Mountain at Disney World, hiked a harrowing rock face in Acadia National Park, celebrated your first New Year's Eve together in Austin, Texas, cheered at 2 Notre Dame football games, 1 in a hurricane, and weathered a whole bunch of unknowns about where and when you'll finally get to live together in the same town. Thankfully, you're both settled in Nashville now, and if these adventures you've shared in 3 short years are any indication of what you can create together, we're all looking forward to what the future will hold for you.
Sara, I vow to hold you gently in my heart all my life. I vow to be a clear mirror, always reflecting your beauty. I vow to keep my heart open through all doubt, fear, anger, and pain. I vow to be open to the truth of each moment. I vow to be as spacious as the sky and give each of us the space to grow. I vow to love you unconditionally and without hesitation. I vow to support you as you strive to fulfill your dreams. I vow to listen to you with compassion and to speak to you with encouragement. With all my heart, with a clear mind, and with each breath, I commit to you.
Jeff, I vow to hold you gently in my heart all my life. This is hard. I vow to be a clear mirror, always reflecting your beauty. I vow to keep my heart open through all doubt, fear, anger, and pain. I vow to be open to the truth of each moment. I vow to be as spacious as the sky and give each of us the space to grow. I vow to love you unconditionally and without hesitation. I vow to support you as you strive to fulfill your dreams. I vow to listen to you with compassion and to speak to you with encouragement. With all my heart, with a clear mind, and with each breath, I commit to you.
A circle is the symbol of the earth, the sun, and the universe. It is a symbol of the infinite and the divine. In the rings that you're about to exchange, it is the symbol of unity, in which your lives are now joined in one unbroken circle, in which wherever you go, you will always return to one another and to your togetherness. These rings will be with Sara and Jeff for the rest of their lives, and we want to ensure that all of your love, energy, and support is held within these rings. As we pass them, please cup your hands around them, infuse them with your best wishes, and pass them to your neighbor. Do you, Sara Elena Levine, promise to laugh with Jeff, go on adventures with him, support him through life's challenges, be proud of him, grow old with him, and find new reasons to love him every day?
I do.
And do you, Jeffrey David Ream, promise to laugh with Sara, go on adventures with her, support her through life's challenges, be proud of her, grow old with her, and find new reasons to love her every day?
I do.
Think of the love that brought you here and try to capture this sweet, sweet moment. Now, Sara and Jeff, turn to your friends and family and take in the love pouring towards you right now. May you hold this feeling of love and support in your heart today and always. Sara and Jeff, you have chosen each other, declared your love and purpose before family and friends, and have made your pledge of love to each other, symbolized by the giving and receiving of rings. By virtue of the authority vested in me, I pronounce you husband and wife. You may now seal your union with a kiss.
who are able to be with us today. Being now a Southern family with Northern roots, I see that there are folks from up north, folks from down south, and folks from the east, from the left, and folks from the right, coastal areas, that is. We do understand the sacrifice many of you have made to be here this afternoon, and your presence shows your love and friendship. It also brings a greater joy to this wonderful day. Reflecting on so many wonderful memories as a dad, where do I begin? The first cry at birth, and all the milestones in life to the development of a kind-hearted, resourceful, and innovative young woman. Being the mechanical dad that I am, I thought, why not start early in teaching Sara all about how things work and how to look things over and decide which steps are needed for repair. We built our first home that year that Sara was born and decided to put a hook in the ceiling while we were cutting and sanding and staining moldings and putting them up. Sara was bouncing in her jolly jumper. I think it was from that point on, just happily smiling, jumping, and looking around, that perhaps something stuck in those brain cells about construction, building, and repairs. It was years later, and I received a phone call from Michigan, where Sara was doing a college internship. "Hey Dad," she said, "some car mechanic says my car is going to die and I need a new engine, and I'm calling for advice." Always happy to impart any mechanical advice to my daughter, I told her to put the telephone to the car's engine and see if I could do some over-the-phone diagnosis. In truth, there was no new engine needed, and she drove the car for several additional years. I'm sorry. Okay. Each new experience with the mechanical world deepened her knowledge to go forth into the future, where today she is able to maintain rentals. What a dad thrill to get a phone call one day saying, "Hey Dad, just went and purchased and replaced a whole new faucet in my rental. Thanks Dad for being my repair manual and guiding me through."
So thank you. We can't see. All right. We've got large print, but here we go. And then there were all the years in between. The many snuggles she wanted and the cries when they didn't occur. Perhaps it was because she could not express herself in words or let us know what was really going on. But then the words came. Probably one of her first real sentences. "It's too buggy out here." She never did like those flying insects. And then all the words, all the emotions, the feelings poured out, and Sara became our literary wonder, writing notes and leaving them all over the place. So many that I had a paper drawer of many of her writings. There were the early love notes. "I love you, Mom and Dad, and I'm lucky to have a nice mom and dad and a sort of nice brother. And I love cheese noodles. Dear Mommy, I love you a lot, but can you please give me a back scratch? Please, with sugar on top?" To those teen years when there was a good morning note. I'd like to write you guys a little note to start off your day with a smile. Plus, I haven't written in 3 to 4 years. I know it's not easy raising teenagers, but hey, it'll be over in 4 to 5 years. To those college day notes of, "Hey Mom, I just decorated my refrigerator and laundry machine with pictures. You're both on there. Isn't that exciting?" I've met a variety of people, some good, bad, smart, and stupid. And I silently thank you guys all the time for bringing me up with the wisdoms that guide me to choose the right kind of people to surround myself with. Thanks.
told one day when Sara came to dinner with this right kind of guy, one of our beloved friends and neighbors knew in his heart he wanted only the best for Sara and decided to make certain Jeff passed the test for rightness. Jeff smiled through this surprise interrogation and answered all questions about where he lived, what job he had, who were his parents, where did he go to school, and what were his intentions with Sara. Through all the Levine laughter, Jeff was relaxed and confidently composed. Yes, indeed, he passed the right kind of person test with flying colors. Say thank you to Ernest.
So we'd like to welcome these right kind of folks. Jeff and your parents, Linda and Rob and your siblings, Jennifer and Matt, and the entire Green team to the Levine family tree. We look forward to many of the fun family times and lots of new memories, and of course, new photo albums to make.
Yes, Sara, many of your early literary masterpieces are now in a box in the attic, but those words of love and caring have led you to your practice, love of people, to focus on what is wrong. Excuse me, let me start that again. Yes, Sara, many of your lovely early literary masterpieces are now in a box in the attic, but those words of love and caring have led you to your love of people, to focus on what is strong, not what is wrong, to practice the art of listening and finding the joy in all the choices you make.
He's stealing the glasses, so I'm still going to try and read, but I can't hold everything. So anyway, I read Sara bedtime stories, including those beloved fairy tales, as I grew up loving fairy tales, thinking that Prince Charming was charming always and forever. But I discovered Happily Ever After is not a fairy tale. It's a choice. And I still joke with Ron today saying, someday my prince will come. So choose happiness, choose laughter, and choose love. And may your love be modern enough to survive the times and old-fashioned enough to last forever. Sara's middle name, Elena, was in honor of her great-grandmother, who also cherished the written word. She wrote notes on whatever paper she could find, and I found several of those notes in that paper drawer of mine. And so, if all of you could hold up your glass to toast Sara and Jeff, these words would be her toasting message. You're getting the glass. I'll hold it. Okay.
Wishing you, Sara and Jeff, that you shall be well and that your life shall be happy, and may you be blessed with health and contentment forever and ever.
Hi, I'm Linda. This is Rob, and we're Jeff's parents. But following the Levines is going to be a hard act to follow because they, like Sara, must like to write a lot. And I wasn't prepared for that. So I want to thank you all for coming to this joyous event. Many of you have come from far and wide and long distances, and we do appreciate that, and we hope you have a great time here. First, I want to thank my husband of 48 years, Rob, has been my best friend and love of my life. He is also the reason we have 3 amazing children. However, today is about Jeff and the wonderful woman he just married. From the moment he brought Sara into our home to introduce her to our family, we knew he found his life's partner. From very little, when he was a child in his preschool class, he would wait, the children would wait for Jeff to come and decide what Jeff thought was the best
option of playing for the day. In later years, he would choose to go to Notre Dame because he wanted to concentrate on his academics. We welcome Sara into our home. From the first moment he brought her to our home, she felt like family. And we're just so glad. Thank you.
This is to all the Levine who are now very good friends.
I met Sara Appalachian through a mutual friend, sophomore year. But I use the word friend loosely. He was actually a recent ex-boyfriend of mine. And Sara was his best friend. So naturally I hated her. And rightly so, and she will say this too. Because towards the end of our relationship, he spent all of his time with her and never introduced us. But the three of us were in the same major, recreational management, and yes, you can major in that. And for credit, we all were a part of a group that spent a month trekking across Alaska. So during the planning meetings, and there were many, I apparently would spend the entire time glaring at Sara. Even though I don't remember this, I do believe her because I've got a pretty killer glare. You can just ask my husband over there. So the trip finally arrives, and unbeknownst to me, Sara has planned all along to sit next to me in the van ride, 2 hours to the airport. I crawl in, and there she is with a grin from ear to ear, bouncing in her seat. And if anyone who has seen Sara excited can picture exactly, please don't do that, can picture exactly what I mean by that. She was determined to make me her friend. And it wasn't very hard, to be honest. I'm fairly certain the second we opened our mouths and I gave up my stubbornness, we were best friends. We were inseparable from that moment on, except for when they physically separated us on the trip. Over the years, she has become like a sister to me. We have traveled across country twice, once in the sweltering heat with no AC, and another time in the middle of an ice storm, where she only drove 30 minutes of the entire trip.
You can hold that. You hold on. I don't want to. Okay. Here.
Okay. Want help in my drink? This woman right here, this incredibly intelligent,
I want to see the
thoughtful, warm, and absolutely stunning woman is one of the most amazing women I know. I admire her strength,
Mom,
her passion,
are you crying?
yes, her motivation, and her utter selflessness when it comes to the people
I
in her
want
life.
to see the
Jeff, you are one lucky man. I know we haven't had much time to get to know each other all that well, but I do know that from the moment I met you, I didn't hate you like I did Sara. So I'll say something. No, I knew right away that you were equally as special. Your genuine warmth and kindness just radiated. And together you both seemed at ease, like you had already known one another a lifetime instead of months.
Wow. Ow. Mom. Ew.
And the way that you looked and still look at Sara was all that I needed to see. You can see it in your eyes how much you love her.
I need a towel.
And that's really all I needed to know that you were it.
I need a towel from you.
Actually, when Sarah first called to tell me about you, I had a feeling you were the one. I had never heard Sarah that excited about anyone. I could hear her grinning from ear to ear and bouncing in her seat, miles away. What I appreciate about you the most, Jeff, is that you love her 100% for who she is. With you, she can be true to herself, and your love supports her in that. I continue to be in awe of who she has become because of your support, and never asking her or expecting her to be anything other than who she is. And that is love. Because damn, she is too incredible to be anything but herself. So Jeff, thank you for loving Sarah so deeply and growing together with her. I read a quote that resonated with me when thinking about this. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. I could not think of a more fitting quote for the two of you. So finally, may you, Jeff and Sarah, continue to find strength in the love you feel from the other, and always find courage in the love you have for one another. Ladies and gentlemen, to Sarah and Jeff.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful day. A few clouds, but perfect. I'm the brother of the groom, Jeff, and I'm very honored to be his best man. My name is Matt Green, and as many of you have heard over a brief time that we've been here so far, is not to be confused with Matt Levine, who I am very jealous of because he has gone through his life with just a single T. Yes. The time savings I could have had in writing my name over the years. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Today's a great day. It's a great day for my wife, Ingrid. It's a great day for my wife, Ingrid, and I. In 1 month, we're just shy of 1 month of our 12th wedding anniversary. Many of you were present on that day in October, and the rest are now victims of today's retribution. You see, we were waiting to feast, celebrate, maybe drink a little bit. And my brother, who was also my best man, got up, gave a very heartwarming speech. It was a 22-minute emotional endeavor, which included a storyboard of stick figures, and took us through the journey that my wife and I went through to that point in life. Yes, 22 minutes. And we were positive because my mother-in-law timed it and kept looking at her watch. So if you bear with me here a minute, I need to get some props. I apologize. This is a lot shorter than what Jeff had to work with.
I might need that. It's a little bigger than that. Clea, you gotta hold that stuff.
So we'll kind of come back to this, but this picture right here was taken when we first met Sarah in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. So we got notice to you. So as Shannon mentioned this morning, it started as a long-distance relationship. For those of you that can't see, and I apologize, it's not bigger. We have Jeff down here in Charlotte, Sarah in Asheville, and they're communicating by phone or cups with a string. Oh, whoops, sorry, that's foreshadowing, my fault. Okay. I'm not going to torture you all, I'm just messing with them. The rest of the pictures have actually been drawn by my beautiful daughter, Clea here. And yeah, so we'll run through them real quick. That was not it, but
Carson,
you got a minute. Okay, we'll just show one of them. But this is one of Clea's pictures. And they're up for sale afterwards. The pictures, not my daughter. So I am just messing with them. I'm not going to continue with my picture show. You can show them after. So truthfully, my whole family is very important to me. My relationship with Jeff only starts at our blood bond. We've been best friends, confidants, and yes, brothers for more years and reasons than can be explained. And frankly, one brief story in time will never do it justice. So for Jeff's sake, I'd like to focus on Sarah, our new sister and friend. I'd like to focus on the character and how Sarah's was abundantly clear the first time we met her in Hilton, South Carolina. It was about 8 months after Sarah and Jeff met. We had our family trip to Hilton Head planned. And Jeff asked if Sarah could tag along. But in actuality, he said, "Can she join the family?" Of course, she was welcome. So for those of you that don't know, my immediate family, my 2 children, and my wife Ingrid, we live out near Lake Tahoe, in Reno, Nevada. Keep in mind, this was a few years ago, and Clea was only 6, and Carson was 4. So we flew all day, then had to land in Charlotte and drive for 4 hours down to Hilton Head, South Carolina. So, needless to say, it was a long day. So we arrived in Hilton Head about 11 p.m. And shortly after we got there, they were supposed to arrive, Sarah and Jeff were supposed to arrive around midnight. So the kids were very excited. They wanted to wait up. They wanted to see Uncle Jeff and meet Sarah. So of course we accommodated. Plus we had a toast to do for Sarah's birthday. So we waited for them, made our acquaintances, had a shot before bedtime. Now, as a loving father, and I'm sure there are numerous of us out here, I have a very quick barometer for gauging people. And that's my daughter, Clea. She's very emotional, and she's also a very good judge of character. If Kalia warms up to you, you're probably a decent person. And if she warms up to you in less than 5 minutes, you're definitely of the highest character. As we sat there around the table in her condo, Kalia immediately took to Sarah and clung very affectionately. But even more so, the next morning, these two young ladies were snuggled up tight on the couch, and Jeff was left high and dry. Sarah, you are a warm, kind, and caring soul. Don't ever lose that. Jeff will need it in abundance. Naomi, Ron, Mom, Linda, Dad, Rob, thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of these two lives. And thank you for putting on a very good party. Sara Jeff, Ingrid and I used an Irish wedding blessing at our wedding. And I want to share some parts of that with you. May the light of your friendship guide your path together. May the joy of living for one another trip a smile from your lip, a twinkle from your eye. And today, may the spirit of love find a strong place in your heart. We love you both. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to Sarah and Jeff, and a lifetime of happiness.